Ford FS1 College Hoops Tip-Off is sponsored by Ford. Going further so you can. We welcome you to Milwaukee as the Marquette Golden Eagles play host to the Eastern Illinois Panthers in this non-conference tilt from the Bradley Center. And we welcome you courtside, everybody, along with Dickie Simpkins, Jeff Levering with you, and a great trip to Maui for Marquette. They end up going 2-1. The only team they lose to, Wichita State, but they have had such good guard play. Marcus Howard and Andrew Rousey have been terrific all year long. Absolutely. This Marquette team is going to have to ride the hot hand of Marcus Howard and Andrew Rousey, shooting it from deep, carrying this team. One of the best three-point shooting teams in all of the country a year ago. Very good from free throw line as well. As we get into our starting lineups, they are presented by Jeep Grand Cherokee. As you see, Steve Wojciechowski has got Howard, Annam, Rousey, Hauser, and Helt. That is the first five for Steve Wojciechowski. And for Eastern Illinois, for Coach Jay Spoonhour, they enter the game today at 2-3. Terrell Lewis, he is the guy who's going to run the point for the Panthers. He's only 13 points away, the senior is, from 1,000 over the course of his collegiate career. And this, Dickie, is a Eastern Illinois team that they can score some points. They play good defense, and I know Marquette, they're coming off of a good trip over to the islands in Maui, but this is a Panthers team which could trap you. Well, the Panthers team is going to rely on their veteran play. The seniors on this team to be real competitive towards this 8-man rotation that Coach Wojo uses with his Marquette team. Steve Wojciechowski losing a member of his team earlier today, Hanif Cheatham, announcing that he would leave the program immediately, taken out of the game notes, taken out of the roster and everything. So Steve Wojciechowski down one of his guards here today. So the depth is going to be tested for Marquette, and Steve Wojciechowski in his fourth year in downtown Milwaukee. Took this program to the NCAA tournament a year ago after a 3-year absence. And right now, Marquette at 3-2 on the season. Matt Helt ready to tip it off, and it is won by Musa Dama, and the Panthers go on offense early. Well, Terrell Lewis is a key player for this team. Runs the team, organizes their offense, but he also has to put the ball in the basket from long distance. Lewis, again, just 13 points away from 1,000 in the course of his career. Already a good sequence defensively, good switching from Marquette. 4 to shoot. Starks goes to the rack, got the roll, and a chance for a three-point play for Jawan Starks. Now this is going to be an interesting matchup for Marquette guarding Jawan Starks. He's a strong, versatile wing who loves to go downhill and get paint touches to score. 14 points in the win on Friday for Eastern Illinois against Fontbonne University. And he completes the three-point play. And now Marquette with their first test on offense. Andrew Rousey running the point, leading the Big East Conference in scoring this year. Trying to go down low to Matt Helt, working on Dama. Right-hand hook shot, got the roll. I like the philosophy starting the game off. Knowing Marquette is a predominantly jump shooting team, they start the game going right to the post to Helt, and he delivers with a nice right-hand jump hook. Played in all 32 games a year ago, did Matt Helt, a junior. Started all 7 games so far this year. And Matt Helt, his skills, the key for him, just staying out of foul trouble. Underneath, Dama throws it down. Good vision in underneath from Shavers to find Dama. Musa Dama, high energy, athletic, long arms, hybrid power forward center for this Panthers team. You see the drop off, the dunk, that's how he gets most of his points. Rousey wide open, and Sakar Annam a little short on his first shot from distance today. Dama the kind of guy who can change the game defensively as Starks goes to the rack. No foul, and Howard with a rebound. That was a nice box out by Marcus Howard, using his lower body to get Musa off of the glass. Reaching in, and Rousey walked. Thought he was going to have an opportunity to use that left hand. We take a look underneath at Musa Dama. Well, sharing is caring. The drop-off pass to Dama, having his hands ready, exploding up, using his length, and finishing above the rim. Last year averaged 9 points and 9.5 rebounds a game. Set a school record for block shots a year ago, too. Starting to show he can play the offense a little bit, too, not just a defender.
Yeah, he has the ability to make 15 to 17-foot jump shots. And here's a guy that's had 5 games of 5 blocks.
Montel Goodwin missed, but Sakar Annam locked up Juwan Starks, who is fighting for the rebound. First foul on Annam.
And Jeff, here's a situation where you have redshirt sophomore Annam having to guard one of their best players and Juwan Starks, and he has to focus on doing his job to keep him off the boards.
Back to man-on-man defense for Marquette. You've seen Eastern Illinois. Again, this team is older, so they can give some of these younger teams some fits. And Marquette is certainly no old team. Musa Dama put his shoulder into Marcus Howard, and Howard is down underneath his own goal.
Offensive foul on Eastern Illinois.
Well, hopefully it's just bump knees, and when you bump knees with a player, you get that initial sting and it kind of goes away. You have to walk it off, and hopefully that's only the situation.
Put the shoulder into the chest, and Howard immediately grabbing that left knee. We talked about how limited this bench is now for Marquette, with Hanif Cheatham deciding to leave the program. So immediately we'll see the freshman Greg Elliott check in and test that depth as Howard goes to the bench and will be attended to.
Well, hopefully that's a good sign that he was able to walk off the court himself, hobbling a little bit. Hopefully it's just a bump knees and that sting will go away. Marquette can't afford to lose Howard. They're already playing with an 8-man rotation.
Sakar Annam on the curl with the left hand, short. And here come the Panthers going the other way. Have yet to see Sam Hauser assert himself offensively. In the southpaw, Montel Goodwin knocks down a 3.
And that's what Montel Goodwin can do. He can get out in transition. You saw Terrell Lewis making the 1-4 pass to Goodwin in the corner, and he knocks down the corner 3.
It's the reason why his nickname is Silk.
Silky smooth with the left hand.
Rousey got pushed by Dama. He goes flying across the midline as we look again at the senior Montel Goodwin.
Well, you make the 1-more pass, sharing the ball, getting the ball up transition, making quick passes to an open guy, makes the shot easier for him.
So the second foul on Dama, that is critical for Eastern Illinois. Up by 6 right now, but you got your top shot blocker and rebounder out of the game early.
And Dama playing hard and physical and with intensity, but Coach Spoonhour not expecting for him to get into foul trouble early, especially with him starting off the game pretty solid.
Boubacar Diallo into Matt Helt. Trying to find some rhythm offensively, Marquette. One to shoot, and Sam Hauser comes up empty. Good possession defensively for Eastern Illinois. And since coming back to the mainland, the shooters, the hot shooters, have been quiet. Good move to the baseline by Starks. He finds Diallo, and from the backside, Elliott ripped it away.
Security.
And now a block by Elliott again.
Protect my house. Elliott with nice security right there. Not allowing any easy looks, blocking shots from behind. You like that by your freshman.
Right into the game and making an impact.
Freshman coming in, security, protect my house.
6-point lead for the visiting Eastern Illinois Panthers right now. You see Greg Elliott forced into action because of Marcus Howard banged knees early on in this ball game. And 3 games of the Maui Invitational for Marquette. They go 2-1, and the guards were terrific. 25 points from Rousey, 19 from Marcus Howard. But if you take one of those heads off that two-headed monster, I mean, you're asking a lot of Andrew Rousey.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these guys combined for almost 45 points of the 80-plus points Marquette averages as a team, and it's very important that Marcus Howard is on the court providing that long ball shooting for this team.
Rousey, no shots yet. The only shot attempt he took was after he traveled with the basketball.
I mean, you're talking about 42 points, 42 to 45 points between the two of them.
Adam going to the right, got it blocked away by Diallo. Two big trees down low, Dama and Diallo. They can wreak some havoc in the painted area for the Panthers.
And Jeff, you're talking about Howard and Rozzi, 86 three-point shots between the two of them in the 5 games that they've played.
Diallo able to knock down the jumper over Matt Helt. And right now, Eastern Illinois doing whatever they want offensively.
Well, Coach Spoonhauer has to be very excited to see Boubacar making a nice little baseline jump shot on the drop-off. That's a good sign.
It's a 7-0 run right now for the visiting club. Knocked away by Diallo on the entry pass by Annam. And you're starting to see Marquette, who hasn't been on the floor since Wednesday when they were in Maui, and a better sign right now. Marcus Howard about ready to check back in. That is huge for Marquette, but they've had a bit of a layoff. They had the Thanksgiving holiday over the weekend and their first game since.
And as a coach, you always kind of worry about that when you're coming from a November tournament and you look at the keys to success. Eastern Illinois, gang rebounding. Marquette has to cherish the ball. They've had a lot of turnovers in their first 5 games of the season.
Keys to Success, sponsored by SoFi, offering smart solutions to help you reach your financial goals. And another mishandle inside. Cherish the basketball. A couple of turnovers already by Marquette. 5 and change into this ball game.
Well, it's good to see Marcus Howard is back in the game. He seems to be moving well.
Double on Lewis. Goodwin on the reversal. Able to get the friendly bounce. It's a 10-point lead for the Panthers.
And that's that silky smooth touch you were talking about by Goodwin. The nice left hand, mid-range. Keeping it simple. 2 bounce, taking what the defense gives them, and capitalizing on the finish with the touch.
There goes Rousey's first shot of the game. Too strong. Skying for the rebound is Kane. And there will be an offensive foul down low. Or out of bounds, I should say. No foul, just stepped on the end line.
Well, it's important for Marquette to have Kane, Elliott, Theo John, the 3 freshmen, provide a lot of energy and spark to this team as they come in the game. Keep it simple, but have high energy and high intensity.
It is a very short rotation right now for Steve Wojciechowski with 8 able bodies in that real first-tier rotation. A couple of red shirts not available. Harry Froling will be available in about 10 days as Goodwin had it blocked away on the backside by Helt. Helt. And now it's Kane trying to find the open man on a throwaway. It's tipped off the hands of Justice Green, so it will stay with Marquette. But the way that Steve Wojciechowski has built this team so young, 5 freshmen, 4 sophomores, 4 juniors, and the only senior is Rousey.
And that's kind of what you have to do as a college coach as you're trying to build your program. You're always trying to have players coming in, getting ready as the older players leave. So you have to have, you're going to have these segments where you have a lot of young players and you have to accelerate their development. They have to grow up fast.
And for Wojo, he's got all of his guys. Everybody that is on this roster is Rousey got fouled. Diallo picks up the personal. Rousey is going to shoot 3 free throws. And for Rousey, expect to see that. That's the second time that he's pump faked and gone up with the left hand. He does it at least 4 or 5 times a game.
Jeff, if you're focused on the scouting report, as you see Diallo missed remembering the scouting report. I know in the scouting report it says Rousey pump fakes at least 20 times a game. If you're Diallo, you're already taller. You no need to go for the pump fake, play it high, get the block shot. Instead, you give Rousey an opportunity to shoot 3 free throws.
A rare miss for Rousey, just the 4th this year that he has missed. He's now 41 of 45 on the year. Theo John checking in for the first time for Hauser. Helt goes to the bench too. Bit of a smaller lineup for Marquette. It's the best free throw shooting in the Big East 81.7 coming in, and 2 misses by Rousey, who was 16 for 16 in their win against LSU.
It never fails for the announcer to jinx the free throw shoot. As you see the nice dip-off pass right there to D'Angelo Jackson for the easy bucket. This Panthers team is building more confidence as this game goes on. They see they can get to the paint. They're sharing the ball. They're getting easy baskets.
And every time down the floor is Howard finally able to answer, hits a triple for Marquette. Their confidence, as you mentioned, building, clapping their hands and smiling every way down the floor.
Well, one of the things the Panthers want to do is continue to get to the paint, get high percentage shots. The Golden Eagles' Achilles heel is teams are scoring 50+% on them on their defense.
Averaging 78.4 points a game, the opponents, as we take a look at Jay Spoonhour. Grizzly Adams did have a beard. Charleston, Illinois is where Eastern Illinois is located.
And they're in that Ohio Valley Conference. That's a very difficult conference. You have Jacksonville State. You have Murray State.
Big three hit by Greg Elliott. Belmont.
Yeah,
Belmont is tough.
Belmont is always tough. You're absolutely right about that.
Marquette making a run, starting to hit some threes. 5-point game in Milwaukee. On FS1, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Back inside the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, and Marquette right now trailing by 5. And Steve Wojciechowski less than pleased with the way that the Golden Eagles have started in this first 7 minutes and change.
Coach Wojciechowski, a fiery coach, as he was a fiery player when he played for Duke. Obviously upset with his team's performance right now. We know they came back from Maui, a long trip, 10-hour flight, red eye, all that. Coach Wojo doesn't care anything about that. He wants them to be locked in. This is a part of the job.
I tell you what, that gum that he just put into his mouth is going to get a workout as long as it stays in there.
Hopefully it doesn't fly out his mouth if he starts yelling at his team.
No doubt. There's a good start on the defensive end. Greg Elliott with 2 blocks and now a steal up ahead. Good pass. Jamal Cain couldn't handle it. But Greg Elliott, he has done a nice job since coming in. Again, Marcus Howard left the game for a brief amount of time. Banged knees early in the contest. He's back. But Greg Elliott, again, with no Hanif Cheatham now in the program, Elliott is going to have to step up as a true freshman.
Well, you have to love it if you're a freshman. You get this accelerated development. You're going to have to grow up fast. Elliott has that baby face. I'm going to have to call him baby face. He still looks like he's about 14 years old.
Starks from the elbow extended over Theo John. Jawan Starks with another bucket.
I really like Jawan Starks' game. He's averaging close to 15 points a game. He has that mid-range catch and shoot ability, as you saw it, creating space, catching, ready to shoot.
Got a season-high 17 for Starks against San Diego State earlier this year. To pick up Goodwin with the foul. Adam was trying to sneak through the screen. Goodwin picks up his first, but that's the 5th team foul. That's also critical because of the way that Marquette is able to shoot free throws.
Marquette, a very high-level free throw shooting team, which you need to be if you want to be a winning team. And you don't want to foul. You want to play hard defense without fouling.
Howard with a teardrop. And Howard's got 5 points.
Marcus Howard, a talented guard, an all-freshman team, Big East guard, has the ability to shoot. He can get to the paint. You see the floater.
3-on-1. Adams spin-a-rama to the rack. 3-point game.
Here's a kid who spent a red shirt year last year improving his game, improving his skill development. His confidence is high. Coach is counting on him, and he's delivering with defense, creating offense.
At De La Salle High School in Minneapolis. Sakar Adam, now Starks got the feed and a foul. Theo John got a piece of Starks as he was going to go rip down the rim.
And Theo John, another freshman, physical presence in the paint defensively. But you see Marcus Howard, the hezzy, they call the hesitation dribble, the hezzy. And then you have the steal by Adam. All the time off last year, increasing his confidence. and doing it defensively, which Coach Wojo wants. He wants that defense. This Golden Eagle team has to increase their defensive abilities, especially one-on-one defense.
It's one thing that they were just not very good at last year was on the defensive end of the basketball. They can shoot with the best of them. Led the nation in three-point percentage a year ago, 43% nearly, but they didn't stop a lot of people.
That's what usually happens with a high-powered shooting team. Kind of lack a little bit on the defensive end.
Jamal Cain battling for that offensive tip-in.
If you're Coach Wojciechowski, you really have to love how the freshmen are stepping up right now in their roles.
Jamal Cain and Greg Elliott, Theo John, 3 freshmen on the floor right now, 1 redshirt sophomore. And now Elliott going the other way after the steal, and it's poked away by Crossland. Good hustle by the senior as we go back to Jamal Cain underneath.
And this is what builds trust deposits in the coach's bank. Cain being aggressive in there, getting offensive rebounds, finishing, getting second chance points for his team. And as you saw Elliott aggressive on defense, playing the passing lane. You build trust in your coach. He has confidence to play you as a young player.
3 by Hauser fills it up. And we're all tied.
Sam Hauser is a very versatile player for this team. He plays the 3 all the way to the 5, and he's versatile offensively and defensively and can definitely knock down long shots behind the line.
Had a career-high 20 his last time out, and a foul on the drive by Justice Green. They go back to Sam Hauser.
Sharing the ball, kicking it to the corner. 3-ball, corner, pocket, Hauser.
Wisconsin Player of the Year at Stevens Point Area High School a couple of years ago. And his younger brother just committed to come to Marquette next year.
And that's a big pickup for Marquette, for Coach Wojo. Hauser's brother, very talented player, was highly recruited, and they were able to land the sibling.
Be the first pair of siblings since the Ellenson brothers a couple of years ago. Henry and Wally. Adam with the right hand, and Marquette has their first lead.
I really like how Adam is playing, keeping it simple, very aggressive. He was able to go downhill, be efficient off the one dribble and get to the basket and finish.
And this offensive run has been created by better defense on this side. The way Steve Wojciechowski wants to see it.
Well, hey, there's a reason you get fired up in your timeouts. You see it was productive. They're coming out with more intensity defensively.
Goodwin, step back over Hauser. Too strong, and the rebound put back good by Crossland.
Well, if you're the Golden Eagles, you get the shot that you wanted, a contested 3-point shot, but you have to finish off the defensive possession with a box out and a rebound.
Howard, open look. Off the back of the rim, offensive rebound by Howard, and Marquette can reset. Who's been aggressive on the offensive end last couple of turns. Here goes Cain with the right hand. Tried to battle for the offensive rebound and fouled. All tied up here in Marquette. Here's Hauser.
The dribble handoff. Adam with the aggressive off the one leg and the finish off the glass.
Hockey, we go in the huddle with head coach Steve Wojciechowski.
Play defense, help each other out. They're a driving team. They're getting into the paint every time. Chest to chest, chest to chest. Make them shoot over top of you.
In other words, let me translate for you. The Eastern Illinois team is a team that goes downhill. They're trying to get paint touches. They're attacking the basket. Coach Wojo wants his team to wall up, chest to chest, make them have to make difficult shots over the defense. It's a reason why the Panthers are shooting 57% so far in this first half.
Turn them into a jump shooting team as opposed to getting easy layups like they've had all night so far. Tough fadeaway from Starks, and Help pulls down the rebound. Marquette trying to regain the lead. They had it very briefly as they go inside to Hauser. Size advantage over Crossland.
Absolutely. He's got to take advantage of that, which he does. You see him finish. There's no reason to pass that ball out. Once it got to Hauser and he's being defended by a smaller player, he has to go to work one-on-one, which he did. Get in the paint, finish over top.
At the just over 13-minute mark in this first half, Eastern Illinois led it 14-3. As Lewis fires from three, nothing but the backboard. And a battle for the rebound goes to Sakar Annam. 1-on-3, and he pulls it back out smartly. Since then, 19-6 run for Marquette. Howard from three, too strong. Annam with the offensive rebound, goes right back up, couldn't finish. Annam comes away again with a loose ball. And a foul. Good hustle by Annam, but first let's go back to Sam Hauser.
This is what you call mouse in the house. Crossland guarding him, an undersized defender. No reason to pass out. Take advantage, abuse the defender. Go to your strengths with Hauser dead, shooting right over top.
Sakar Annam, he is just bruising down low right now, battling for those loose balls.
And you like to see that from Annam. You like to see that from the freshmen. And I guarantee you, as this season goes on, Annam, the three freshmen, they will be more productive around the basket, finishing those shots.
Hauser on the floor with 5 points. Again, a career high 20 his last time. Tries to go underneath, help, had to go off of his hands as Diallo came in, and Hauser wasn't expecting to see the big body.
Well, I like the move. Skill Hauser, isolated on the mid-post, mid-wing, attacking the paint, nice up and under. He didn't see the help defense. That was a good job by the Panthers coming over to help on one of the featured players of this Marquette team.
We haven't seen a lot of Musa Dama. Picked up 2 fouls very early on in this game, and Diallo has done a nice job in his stead. Go underneath to Starks, and he puts it up and in to tie the game up again. 9 points for Juwan Starks.
I see Juwan Starks being one of those all-OVC players this season. He's going to carry this team. Very efficient score.
Pretty sure Coach Spoonhour got a good scouting report. Good behind-the-back pass. Hauser just misfires on the three. Locked up, and it will stay with Marquette. Starks a transfer from Wabash Valley College in Mount Carmel, where Spoonhour was a coach.
Starks gets right to a sweet spot right there on the block. Just powering up. He's strong physically. Look at those shoulders. He's getting it. He's going to score. Can absorb the contact.
Rousey from three, and there was a foul after the fact. They pick up Lewis, who swiped at the leg of Rousey, so 3 more free throws.
Well, the one thing about Rousey, you have to respect his scoring ability and his shooting ability. This is a kid who has a career high of 41 points in a college game. And coming off of the Maui, averaging 25 points, you have to respect his ability to shoot the ball from anywhere on the court. I remember last season, Jeff, we saw him have some high games shooting from almost the M at half court. But you can't have silly fouls like that if you're Lewis.
And Rousey, after missing a pair of free throws in his first time shooting 3, knocks down all 3 this time.
And if you're the Panthers, one of the things you have to do when you're playing against guys who are scorers and shooters, you have to put them in ball screen action. You have to make them play defense to hopefully wear them down so they can't make shots.
Starks finds his open man. Crossland in and out. Offensive rebound, Starks, and he puts it up.
Starks just a man-child, scrappy, fighting inside on rebounds.
Wide open, Marcus Howard. Tipped out to Hauser, and Marquette with another possession, and Crossland just ripped it away. And lays it up and good, and Eastern Illinois out in front again.
Good job by Crossland, anticipating the pass, playing the passing lane, using his length, and having the ability to go full onto the court and make the basket.
Wide open, Hauser, and the lead goes back to the Golden Eagles. Back and forth we go.
Hauser has one of the smoothest, fundamentally sound jump shots in college basketball for a forward wing position.
The modified zone step back jumper this time, tapped out. Elliott trying to get it, Lewis into his hands. And now Starks off the back of the rim. Fast break opportunity for Marquette. Rousey threw it away, was looking for Howard. Crossland again with a steal.
The Panthers with very good transition defense right there. Crossland using his length again, his quickness and anticipation.
6 turnovers for each club. And poked away by Rousey. Marquette looking to run a little bit, but they slow it down smartly. Hauser, good look. Just a little bit too strong on his shot. Can't ask for a better look, though, for the sophomore.
Yeah, absolutely. And that wasn't very good defense by Eastern Illinois on that possession, letting Hauser get an open look. He just happened to miss the shot. You can't afford to allow him to have space to get a shot.
And these guys are gassed. Starks, the near side of the floor, hands over his head. Shot up and good, though. Still got the legs to knock down the triple.
His offensive package is so versatile inside, mid-range, and now you see him expanded out to the 3 and knock down the catch and shoot open look.
Nearly half the points for Eastern Illinois coming from Starks. He's got 14. Howard, good look, top of the key, rattles it in.
Green with a very good contest on the shot, but Marcus Howard, that's what you call good defense, better offense by a sniper shooter.
For every three-point shot that goes in, cheering section gets more T-shirts. Fired 3 up into the cheering section that time. Trying to answer with another 3, and Crossland able to do it.
And not a team known for their perimeter shooting, but right now in the first half, the Panthers are taking quality shots. That was one of the things Spoonhauer talked about. Coach Spoonhauer talked about a shoot-around. Let's get quality shots.
Underneath, Matt Hell, amongst 3 Panther defenders, got fouled. He'll go to the line, but here comes Marcus Howard with a triple.
Crossland. Nice form, nice shot. 3 ball, corner pocket.
Big East College Hoops on FS1, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. 1-point lead right now for Eastern Illinois. And they are shooting the lights out today, Dickie. A team that came in averaging 39.8% with their field goal percentage, right now at 54.
Well, I think Coach Spoonhauer has to be pleased because, again, like I said earlier, he talked about good quality shots from his team. He felt like in the past games they got away from that, but they are definitely getting good quality shots, sharing the ball in this first half, and that's the reason why they're shooting 54% from the field, 50% from 3. I mean, when you're shooting that kind of percentage, you're putting yourself in a good situation for winning a game.
Matt held at the line, shooting a couple of free throws, knocks down his first. Native of Neenah, Wisconsin, up north. A lot of time this year playing the 5, taking the place of Luke Fisher, now playing overseas. And Matt Hell, if he can stay out of foul trouble, he's going to be a force down low to contend with. Maybe not so much offensively, but good defender.
No doubt. And Matt Hell, he understands his role, and he's a player that stars in his role.
Again, Greg Elliott in the middle of a defensive breakup. Jamal Cain finding Elliott.
And that was just Theo John walling up for that defensive block.
Elliott couldn't hit the floater. And back again goes Eastern Illinois, down by 1. Just under 2 minutes to play in the first half.
Eastern Illinois, they have themselves in a good position right now in this first half.
Starks with a mishandle, and a foul will be called on Marcus Howard. Thought he had a clean look, and they didn't get Howard. Beg your pardon, they called Jamal Cain on the personal.
But Jeff, you see right there the Panthers going downhill. Jamon Starks getting that dribble handoff, trying to get downhill to the free throw line area to get his mid-range jump shot, putting pressure on the Golden Eagles defense to cause that foul.
They did pick it up on Howard initially. The referee put up the 2 and the 3, and then changed it to 0. They get the turnover nonetheless. Sakar Annam trying to drive right hand up and good. Sakar Annam with a good first half.
And Sakar Annam possesses that type of ability. Acrobatic finishes using his athleticism, slicing through the defense.
He's got 6 points and 5 rebounds to go along with it. 3 of those 5 rebounds on the offensive end. Terrell Lewis going around the corner, finds the slasher. And D'Angelo Jackson underneath with a bucket.
Terrell Lewis, such an unselfish player, not worried about his points. He's 13 points away from having 1,000, but he is getting his teammates involved with excellent vision, hitting them for easy baskets.
Jackson, the native of Racine, Wisconsin, just about a half an hour south of Milwaukee. And now a steal by Starks. Trying to wall up, and a foul underneath. Juwan Starks is going to go to the line, and big-time college football doesn't get much bigger than this. Number 9, Ohio State faces number 5, Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game. Both teams will be looking to take home the conference title and make their case for a spot in the playoffs. Big Ten championship Saturday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Fox, or stream it live on Fox Sports Go. Be a fun one.
You're talking about that college football positioning for that Final Four playoff. It's getting kind of tricky with Alabama losing to Auburn. You have some situations there where Ohio State wins or Clemson wins or Auburn wins. It could get real tricky coming down the stretch.
Auburn's got to play Georgia. SEC championship. Alabama's done. They're just watching. Wisconsin, I think they control their own destiny in the Big Ten. You win, you stay undefeated. I think the committee's going to have a tough time keeping them out.
I thought the Final Four championship team was to make it easier.
Nothing's easy in college sports. 1-point lead for Eastern Illinois, 30 seconds to play. Hauser trying to go baseline over Starks, right hand, no. The rebound by the Panthers. Shot clock is off.
I'm okay with that. Hauser isolated again with a mismatch. We have to go to that. He has to take advantage. Right now, the Panthers need a quality shot. Ball screen. Keep the ball in your scorer's hands like Goodwin, or find Juwan Jackson. Gotta go.
4 to play this first half. Goodwin using the right hand. Hangs. And he knocks it down as the clock ends. And the officials, I don't believe they're going to look at it.
No, I think that's it. That's a big-time shot right there. That's just isolation by a veteran player. Getting to a sweet spot, spinning. I mean, that's clear right there. Shot at the buzzer, delivering.
Only thing they might look at is if there was some time left on the clock as it went through the 10, but it's a 3-point lead right now for Eastern Illinois.
Well, if there was some time left, there's no way they could get the players back on the court right now.
Don't forget, coming up, it's the Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report. Marquette basketball history plus first half highlights and analysis. Eastern Illinois on the road. They've got a 3-point lead in Milwaukee against the Big East Marquette Golden Eagles. Second half about ready to begin from the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. 38-35 Eastern Illinois out in front. As we take a look at our first half stats. Field goal percentage huge for Eastern Illinois, shooting 58%. Marquette able to stay close because they've been able to shoot some threes, Dickie.
Yeah, and in Eastern Illinois, the Panthers, 16 points in the paint, that's big. And out rebounding the Golden Eagles is another big indicator of why they're winning by 3 points in this first half.
Juwan Starks with 16 points in that first half, 5 out of 8. As Lewis fires from 3, no good, and Hauser rips away the rebound.
And I'm not surprised that Coach Spoonhour comes out and tries to get Lewis a shot. He went with no points in the first half. And this is a kid that you definitely need to get in the scoring column for your team to have success.
Just his 3rd attempt on the night for Terrell Lewis. Rousey underneath, tipped away by Annam into the hands of Hauser. 5 to shoot. Hauser driving, hits the teardrop.
You have to love Hauser's versatility, the ability to go off the bounce, under control, poise, and getting to the paint for a nice little floater.
10 points for Hauser, and Rousey passing up the shot attempt as Dama underneath. He got into foul trouble early in that first half, just on the floor for the first time.
Well, Dama gets that basket because of Lewis. The precision on his passes, so precise right on the dime to make that basket easy for Dama.
Now, Rousey is not the tallest guy on the floor, but Lewis, who stands just 5'7", you see how low he got?
Hey, Jeff, back in the day, they used to have a league called the 6'4" and under league. I think Rousey and Lewis would be in the 6 foot and under league. Hauser with a nice crossover. Nice touch floater. That's just isolation, one-on-one, taking advantage of the defender. And look at the precision, the pass, the vision. Finding Dama close to the basket so he can deliver.
Musa Dama, again, limited to just 4 minutes in that first half and has 4 points. Lewis trying to get himself going, took just 3 shots all night to this point. But the Panthers haven't needed him. It's been all Starks and the complimentary cast. 7 to shoot. Inside again, Dama, tough right hand. Animal's right there. Tip back out. Crossland wide open 3 short. Dama offensive rebound. The putback good.
And that's what the Panthers missed in the first half. Dama's activity and energy.
And Wojo wants a timeout. Talk to his Golden Eagles. Eastern Illinois up by 5. 5-point lead for Eastern Illinois right now on the road as we take a look at some news and notes from around the Big East. St. John's 3rd place in the Advocare Invitational. Their guards have been sensational so far, Dickey.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to steal the Philadelphia 76ers phrase. Trust the process. Coach Chris Mullins has gradually continued to improve that team. And then obviously Villanova going down to the Bahamas, being led by sensational Jalen Brunson, the amazing guard, one of the top guards in the country.
Right now hoping to get some guard play from Howard and Rousey in this one, down by 5. Howard finds Rousey, 3-ball. Short, and Rousey still without a field goal in this game.
And you have to live with that shot right there. I'd rather that type of 3 where you have Marcus Howard penetrating and then he kicks out for a 3 versus Howard and Rousey shooting forced 3s.
Eventually, you know they're going to start falling. This Marquette team shoots too well.
But if Marquette wants to change the tone of this game, wants to get the momentum going their way, they're going to have to do it right here on the defensive end.
1 to shoot, and a good defensive possession that time from Marquette. Ball was kind of sticking for Eastern Illinois.
And that's just recognition right there. Lewis trying to inform his teammates the shot clock is in the late clock. They didn't understand, they didn't hear it, and it's unforced turnover.
Opportunity now for Marquette to cut into the deficit. Get their 3-point shooters on the floor. Rousey leaning in from the elbow. That's his first bucket of the game.
And you know Rousey is an effective scorer. Even though he's not making shots and haven't taken many shots, he's going to stay aggressive. He's going to look for his opportunity. And when you can see the ball go through the net, it gives you more confidence for the next shot.
How much has the defense of Terrell Lewis affected Rousey today? Good fadeaway right there by Crossland, the floater.
I think the Panthers are still getting quality shots. That's good. That's a nice shot by Crossland. Baseline attack, nice floater. Can't ask for anything better if you're Coach Spoonhour.
Howard tried to answer the tip. Good by Hauser. He was just trying to keep it alive. Ended up going in the hoop.
Well, those are the kind of baskets that you want. If you're Coach Wojo, you want to try to get and balance this out to get some more easier high percentage shots in the paint or second chance opportunities like Hauser getting the offensive tap back in.
Lewis going left side. Good feed inside to Dama. Better passing. Goodwin, the southpaw, too strong. Tipped out by Dama to keep it alive. Now Starks. And another tip out by Eastern Illinois.
And that's all you want. That's what you want from Dama. His activity is giving the Panthers 2 opportunities and an offensive bucket. That's what you like out of your big guy.
Lewis in the paint, feeding. Beautiful pass. Starks had it altered by Helt, and a whistle. Hill can't believe it. Thought he got all ball on Starks.
And here you go, Rousey. Just a nice crossover, getting to a sweet spot on the elbow. Exaggerated follow-through, knockdown mid-range J.
Lead for the visitors, the Eastern Illinois Panthers on the road against Marquette. Tomorrow we've got an early season hoop showdown. Number 16 Baylor visits Trayvon Blewett, and number 21 Xavier, followed by Maine taking on Georgetown. It all starts at 6 Eastern on FS1 or streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Trayvon Blewett, number 2 scorer in the Big East so far. He has been terrific all year long. Had that great game against Wisconsin, single-handedly beating the Badgers late in that contest. He's only second in the Big East scoring-wise because Andrew Rousey has been so good at the beginning part of this season.
Trayvon Blewett is instant offense, like instant rice. 1 minute, bing, and he has 20-plus points. He puts the ball in the basket. A very high-level score.
Rousey is yet to really get it going today, though, averaging 24.8 points a game, only 6 so far. He's only made 1 shot.
And that is unusual of Rousey, and he's shooting 40% from the 3. He's had big scoring games, and like I said earlier, here's a guy of a career-high 41 points in a college game. So he can put the ball in the basket. Most of his points from long distance. Very high Q score.
At 30's last time out against LSU. A lot of that coming from the free throw stripe. He's 0 for 3 from 3 tonight, though, and an offensive foul. They'll pick up Matt Held, who's trying to give Rousey a little lane.
Well, a couple of the things that the referees are trying to clear up this season, and a point of emphasis is the screens on the ball. I see a lot of traveling calls being made in college and basketball and NBA. There's a lot of traveling calls, so they're really watching players' footwork, dragging your foot, moving your feet unnecessarily. And, you know, help right there with an unnecessary turnover on an offensive foul on the screen.
Lewis down low to Musa Dama, kicks it back out. And a reset for Eastern Illinois. Theo John on the floor.
Sorry about that, Jeff. That's a good job by Musa, not forcing his shot, kicking it back out so they can reset.
Deep 3 that time by Lewis, and Kane skies for the rebound. Bit of a forced shot by Lewis. Waiting for the screen from Theo John. Rousey.
Hauser has to take advantage right now. You have a smaller, no screen, no need to screen. He had the smaller Lewis on him. He needed to take advantage, go right to the post.
4 to shoot. Marcus Howard, step back 3. In and out. Rebound by Starks.
Very good defensive possession by the Panthers, forcing a contested 3-point shot.
Starks driving, and he threw it away. He was trying to hit Dama, cutting towards the hoop.
Well, Jamar Starks was a little frustrated. He thought it was some unnecessary and excessive physicality by Hauser with his chest, bumping him off his shot.
Still a 5-point lead, and a rare mistake so far from Jawan Starks. He has been nearly perfect all night.
And when you talk about this Eastern Illinois team and Coach Spoonhour, they practically have to be perfect throughout the whole game. Minimize turnovers, quality shots, and defensive rebound.
Jamal Kane off the bench, knocking down a triple, getting Marquette within a pair.
And that's what he can do. The young freshman can definitely knock down shots. He's athletic. He's like a pogo stick. And to be available and be a reliable shooter out the corner for this team is a big plus.
Floater, and now Dama tips it back out. That's about the 3rd or 4th time this half that he's been able to keep the ball alive for Eastern Illinois.
And that's just a big thing about having a big that's active. Goes unknown, and not a lot talked about when guys can keep the ball active for their team.
Kane on the air ball, up ahead. There's Elliott going to the rack, contested by Dama. And now it's the Panthers' turn.
I like it in Elliott. I like it in Elliott, being aggressive, attacking that rim, trying to dunk. Elliott, a.k.a. Babyface.
One of the top shot blockers in the country last year. Musa Dama imposing his will, but Elliott had a clear lane.
I mean, when you have a freshman not scared to attack the basket on a shot blocker, I mean, you have to love that.
Two to shoot. Crossland's got to go with the right hand. Swatted away by Theo John. More good defense by Marquette.
And you see Elliott right here, a.k.a. Babyface, not being scared, looking at him, going in there. Dama challenging that shot. I think that was a little bit more of the rim blocking that shot than Dama, but nevertheless, good defensive retreat by the big fella and very aggressive attack by the young fella.
Newcomer of the year last year, Musa Dama in the OVC. Nearly averaged 10 rebounds a game. Hauser backing his way into the paint. Underneath with the right hand.
I think Coach Wojciechowski has to milk that. Get down in the early offense, move the ball around, and try to create a mismatch where Hauser has a smaller defender and he can take advantage of him in the post one-on-one.
All tied up and looking for a stop, the Golden Eagles. Dama driving on John with the right hand. Showing some moves.
Oh, I like it from the big fella, giving us a little offense, showing his hybrid ability to go one-on-one off the bounce versus Marquette's big, young freshman attacking him.
Non-factor in the first half. Musa Dama, those early 2 fouls. D'ing up Theo John, and he swatted that one away.
Security.
And out of bounds, going to Eastern Illinois. It's a 2-point lead for Eastern Illinois, looking at Hauser tying the game initially. And then Musa Dama down low, giving Eastern Illinois the lead. FS1 is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Eastern Illinois leading by 2 in Milwaukee against Marquette. We'll take a look at our Jeep Grand Cherokee stats comparison. It's the bench points today. Outscoring Marquette today, Eastern Illinois 15-8, 9 of those from Ray Crossland.
Yeah, Ray Crossland contributing off the bench. Diallo with a nice finish. And then you had Justin Green, you had D'Angelo Jackson contributing. So if you're Coach Spoonhour, you have to love that your guys off your bench are definitely delivering to help this team put themselves in position for a win. But if you're Coach Wojo, even though you only have 8 points off the bench, you have to like the fact that those 8 points are coming from your freshmen. Greg Elliott and Jamal Cain, they've delivered 8 points, and you can't ask for anything better than that.
And Elliott's been great on the defensive end with 3 blocks and 3 steals.
I mean, the time and minutes that the freshmen are playing for Marquette right now, that's just confidence booster moving forward.
Lewis trying to get his first bucket of the game. Won't happen on that possession. No points for Terrell Lewis, but he does have 8 assists. Howard and Lewis doing a little hand fighting and a push off by Marcus Howard. Terrell Lewis fired up.
I don't know about that one. I mean, if he extended his arm, then I could see that being an offensive foul. But if he using his wide shoulders gets called for an offensive foul, I don't think that's not his. You know, I don't know if the referee should call that. Now, the extended arm, yes.
Freedom of movement.
Yeah, just because you're stronger, you have wide shoulders, and the guy bounces off of you, that's not your fault.
Yep. Dama down low, trying to hit Starks, and it's taken away by Jamal Cain.
Very good help side defense by the freshman. Normally, freshmen miss that assignment. Jamal Cain right there, able to steal the ball.
He was looking to cut, lost his footing. Now Starks over the top of Sam Hauser. 4-point lead for Eastern Illinois and 20 points for Jawan Starks.
And you can tell Starks is a scorer. Did you see how he caught that ball? He saw Hauser coming over. He made contact with Hauser. That strength he has, the ability to absorb the contact and still finish. Only scorers have that ability.
Theo John's going to get picked up. Going around the corner.
Right here, the nice drop. He sees Hauser. He freezes Hauser. Hauser can't jump. He's stuck in the middle. Makes that contact, still finishes.
Starks, 6 out of 10 from the floor today. 7 rebounds, 20 points, a season high for him. At 17 against San Diego State earlier this year. really asserting himself on the floor in this one tonight. There goes Elliott. The right hand strong for the freshman.
And you see the confidence building as the game goes on. Elliott just very confident with the ball in his hand. Under control, composure, using his basketball combination ball handling to get to the basket and make that layup.
Back to a two-point game, and the crowd trying to will this Marquette defense to a stop. Starks asking for it down low with Hauser on him. 5 to shoot. Goodwin. Cross-court pass. They make the extra pass. Crossland from the corner. Too strong. Good stop that time by Marquette. Chance to tie or take the lead. And a walk by Rousey, who's trying to stop, and the pivot foot got picked up. So they go back to Greg Elliott.
That was a good call by the referees, but as you see Elliott right here, nice crossover, nice hezzy, getting in there, slashing, under control. You have to be excited when you see the young freshman showing that talent, that kind of ability to get to the basket.
Lewis, crossover, knocks down the triple, his first bucket of the ball game.
And he's been working hard, waiting to get that opportunity to see the ball go through the net. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's shooting over 50% from three, struggling a little bit today, but finally seeing the ball fall in.
This defense has been tenacious for Eastern Illinois, too. And a foul on Matt Helt. That's his third personal. The second time he's been called for a bad screen. Saturday on Fox, Baker Mayfield and number 4 Oklahoma take on number 12 TCU for the Big 12 Championship and a spot in the playoffs. It's a Big 12 Championship game Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. You're streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Crowd starting to get on these officials. But held on the floor with 3 fouls. Howard nearly tipped it away. Dama with a right hand over the top of Hauser. Musa Dama has been a big-time factor in this second half.
I mean, you have to love the Panthers' energy. You have to love how they're being efficient offensively. And then you have to love how guys are stepping up, making big shots like Dama with that nice right-hand jump hook.
Hauser able to get that one. Here comes Elliott. And a foul down low. It's going to stay with Marquette.
Well, you got to record the big fella when he's working hard. He clears the space. Nice touch. Big fella putting the right hand up.
Eastern Illinois coming into hostile territory in Milwaukee. They've got themselves a 7-point lead. Threes have been dropping. There have been blocks, there have been steals, but right now it's the Panthers out in front and waiting for the guards to come alive for Marquette. Rousey with 6, Howard with 8. Well below their season averages.
It's only 14 points from the dynamic duo who averages 42 points a game for this team. Definitely way below their average. They're going to have to be able to step up big coming down this stretch as it gets into the critical of the game.
And the guards have been good defensively for Eastern Illinois tonight. And Marcus Howard being checked up by Ray Crossland for much of the evening.
Well, Musa Dama is not in the game right now, so this is an opportunity for Marquette to get to the basket.
There goes Kane with a left hand, and he couldn't finish it as Eastern Illinois with that small lineup.
When you see that small lineup and you don't see a Dama in the game, you have to go to the basket. I mean, Musa Dama already affecting the game with his activity. 8 points in the second half, 6 rebounds, 5 of those offensively. So don't expect for Musa Dama to be out the game for long.
And he had no rebounds in the first. Good crossover by Justice Green. Everything but the bottom on his shot. Hauser from the corner. Needed it for Marquette.
Nice transition offense. Teammates finding Hauser in the corner. And Justin Green, the one thing he didn't do and not focus on the scouting report is you can't give Hauser any room. He had enough room to line that shot up and knock it down.
17 points now for Hauser. Again, coming off a career high 20 his last time out against LSU. 6 to shoot for Eastern Illinois. Going to work. Starks got the friendly bounce. He has 22.
That's just a big-time shot made by a big-time shot maker. Just taking the team on his back, isolating and knocking it down.
Rousey fouled, throws up the thing, and he's going to go to the line and shoot a couple of more as we go back to Hauser.
And this is what you do in transition, especially if you're Marquette, find your open shooters like Hauser. And then your guy right here, Starks, isolation, mid-range. He is strong in the mid-range. Look at the soft touch by the shooter.
He's got that shot that goes over the top of his head. Reminds me a little bit of Mitch Richmond. I don't know why, but it just does.
Well, he gives you that Mitch Richmond feel. I mean, a strong guard, wing, scores inside, outside. He has that strong upper body like Mitch Richmond. But Juwan Starks right now disappointed in himself because he let Rousey get him with another pump fake. You're bigger than Rousey. Keep your hands high. You know he's going to shot fake. Now you send him to the free throw line, and the referees are trying to see if he should get 3 shots on that foul.
And it will be 3. They were just confirming on whether or not the foot was on the line or behind it. And it's the 3rd time in this game that Rousey is going to get 3 free throws. That's where most of his points have come from.
And you know, it's been a lot of going to the scores table to watch video. And some of the times I don't really care for it in the game because it messes up the flow and the rhythm. But when you have a situation where a guy is fouled and he's going to be shooting free throws, that's the best time to make sure you get the call right.
For Rousey, he has now missed 3 free throws in this game. He had missed 3 all season coming in. Makes 2 out of 3. 4-point game.
I call that the announcer.
I didn't say it before he took his 2nd free throw, though, Dickie.
Hey, once you started off in the early the first half, it just went for the. No, Rousey's just having a tough night right now, scoring the ball, and it's carrying over to the free throw line.
Trying to get Dama involved, but he was on the end line. Another good possession defensively for Marquette. Putting a body on those crossers.
And you see Coach Spoonhour telling his team it's okay. He's trying to get them back to being calm and making good plays, because coming down to critical, this is the difference where you see your team get better and show their resilience where they can complete and capitalize in the stretch.
Wide open Sam Hauser. He's matched his career high with 20.
You got a 6'7" wing who can shoot the ball from deep. You can't leave him open. Can't give him any room.
Timeout, Eastern Illinois, as the Golden Eagles are alive in Milwaukee.
So I get an Epic plan in any phone.
And I get this one free.
All with unlimited gigs.
Bro.
It's a BOGO free phone, bro.
Time for a switch. Switch to Boost, and for a limited time, you can buy 1 phone and get 1 free. Plus, get 5 lines for only $100 per month, bro.
There's only been 1 incident in the last year. We're not even bringing the heavy armor.
Need immediate evac, over!
How are we gonna find it?
Copy your sector!
The Long Road Home, tomorrow on National Geographic.
The Panthers up by 1, and you cannot leave Hauser any kind of space. The pick and pop, creating space, catch and shoot, so smooth, so focused, lining it up. And here's another look. All I can say is #splash.
Hauser with 12 points in his 2nd half. He has scored all but 9 for Marquette in this second 20-minute period. Back-to-back 20-point games. And if you don't get the ball in his hands on the offensive side for Marquette, you're doing your team a disservice right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hauser is a player that creates mismatches. You put a bigger guy on him and he falls asleep, he's going to knock down a 3.
There's Lewis trying to answer, fouled, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 3.
Marquette foul number 30.
And
Andrew Rousey with a personal.
I like the confidence in Coach Spoonhour, how he drew up a play ATO after timeouts, coming out and getting the ball into Lewis's hands. Even though Lewis hasn't made many shots today, the confidence in his senior guard to get him the ball for a big-time shot in the critical of the game.
Just 1 for 6 from the floor. Where Terrell Lewis, native of St. Louis, misses the second of 3. Getting every ounce of athleticism of that 5'7" body. And he makes 2 out of 3 from the charity stripe.
But he's a tough kid. Coach Spoonhauer talked about how he's a great kid. He loves his leadership. And usually the smaller guys on the court, giving up the height advantage, they have that level of toughness to compete.
Rousey left wide open, misses Annam with a tip, no. Kane battling, ripped away by Crossland. Rousey had a wide open look, just been that kind of night for Andrew Rousey.
They're getting good looks. They're getting good looks. They're just not falling right now. This is where the Panthers have to be patient and poised and get a good shot. Maximize the shot clock.
Juwan Starks falling away, using the window over Annam.
Big time shot taker, big time shot maker. Juwan Starks off the glass, fading away.
Game high 24 for the junior transfer. Hauser trying to go to work on the undersize. Here's Annam underneath. And a foul. Chance to go to the line and shoot a couple, but he had a bunny that he missed. Take a look at Juwan Starks first.
This is what you want with your go-to guy. Taking tough shots, but making tough shots. Just getting in there, using that strong body, that shoulder to create that space. That's like an NBA pro move again, to your point. Some Mitch Richmond type basketball right there. I like it in Juwan Starks.
Nothing Annam could have done on the defensive end. He played it perfectly.
Hey, like I said earlier, good defense, better offense.
That's right. Annam misses the front end. And Eastern Illinois, with 4:09 to play, has a 5-point lead. Helt and Elliott getting ready to check back in for Marquette. Elliott will check in for Annam.
Well, this is not like one of those games. Marquette is getting good shots. That last possession right there, they got the ball to Hauser in isolation. The Panthers double team. He found an open guy. Now you have to finish, or you have to make your free throws.
1 out of 2 for Annam. And the threes not falling like they usually do from Marquette. They're just 8 for 23 tonight. 34%.
But again, Jeff, right here, as you move into the under 5 minutes, this is the test of your Marquette team defensively. Can you get stops?
Goodwin, air ball with the left hand. Here comes Marquette with numbers. Rousey knifing his way. There's Hauser from the corner. He does it again. 1-point game.
And that's like that Golden State Warriors type offense. You have a guard probing in the transition. As he's probing, he's looking for his shooters getting open, and he finds Hauser with an open look.
Career high 23 for the sophomore. Looking for a stop. Dama underneath, short, got his own rebound, the putback good. 6 offensive rebounds this half for Musa Dama.
His second reaction jumps are just so quick. You have to go back to Hauser right now.
Underneath, Matt Helt has the size, and he got fouled. Marquette's right back in it.
Probing in transition, and you find the 6'7" shooter. He gives it to you from the corner. And I'm really liking Musa Dama activity, putting it back.
Point game, Eastern Illinois still leading Marquette, gaining some momentum and some terrific shooting from Sam Hauser, who is yet to miss in this second half.
Sam Hauser stepping up for Marcus Howard and Andrew Rousey. He is lifting the team, carrying them since his dynamic duo guards are not putting in points. And then Juwan Starks, just, he's going to be a force to reckon with in the OVC. I see him as an all-OVC first-team player this season. I'm really liking what I see out of Juwan Starks.
He's been terrific so far tonight. He's helped miss the first, makes the second, makes it a 2-point game, 2:45 to play in Milwaukee.
And we are in what we call the critical of the game. Under 5 minutes, we're approaching that 2-minute mark. Defense is the key right here for Marquette, getting a good stop and capitalizing on the offensive end.
It's been Dama down low and Starks from the perimeter in this second half for Eastern Illinois. Goodwin with the left hand, hangs, knocks it down with a floater.
Goodwin's been quiet this second half, but delivering a timely basket. I like the fact the Panthers are maximizing the shot clock and getting the ball to their scores.
9 points for Goodwin. 4 of 11 from the floor. There's Hauser. First miss of the second half as Elliott battling goes into the hands of Starks.
Well, that's the shot that they wanted. That's the mismatch that Hauser creates, coming off of screens, making Dama have to chase him off of screens. Dama's not used to chasing shooters off of screens.
And now Eastern Illinois bleeding some clock. Lewis going to facilitate with 10 seconds left. Goodwin leaves it to Dama. And now Matt Hell going the other way. Rousey with a mismatch, spinning around, finds Hauser. Howard with the teardrop, got that one. And a timeout called by Marquette. Just a 2-point game. Marquette still thinking, 1:21 to play.
Gifts crafted by human hands move us the most, especially those infused with the passion of the people who create them. This holiday, treat yourself to a Mazda, crafted just for you. Celebrate the season with a test drive today. Mazda. Driving matters.
2-point deficit right now for Marquette, and some nice touch from Marcus Howard.
Nice shot fake. May have traveled a little bit getting to a shot, but your main scorers are never out of the game. Howard right there making a shot in the critical, a timely basket needed by your go-to guy.
Possession arrow with Marquette. Still a couple of fouls to give for both teams, and if you're Eastern Illinois, Dickey, you got 1:20 and ticking on the clock and a 2-point lead.
I think you maximize the shot clock right here. You get the ball to Goodwin because he has a freshman guarding him, and you let him take advantage of it.
Handed off Starks, step back, jumper, got it. Starks, the career game so far, he has 26 points, and the Panthers called timeout with 1:03 to play.
Well, I like how this game is going. Both teams' players are stepping up. Their go-to guys are stepping up, and they're making baskets. As you see Starks right here, getting the pass from Goodwin into a sweet spot at the mid-range. The biggest thing I like about this game is it's like a chess match with the coaches. You saw just a possession before, Coach Wojo calling a timeout, and now Coach Spoonhour calling a timeout. And look at what I call an OVC all-conference player stepping up today. Juwan Starks giving it to you mid-range, giving it to you long ball, posting up with the NBA fade off the glass. His offensive package is extremely high level. He has delivered for this team, 26 points. Look at him, he's just feeling it. They built that confidence throughout the whole game.
Perfect from the free throw line, too, as Rousey goes, hangs, and he hit it! You want to talk about every inch of the window, Rousey just used it.
And that's just the craftiness that Andrew Rousey has in his game. Very crafty, not the quickest, not the most athletic, but the hesitation dribble, the flip on the glass, absorbing the contact. Look at him. He sees the defense. He wants to make that contact and has the touch to knock down the basket and get to the line for a three-point play. Jeff, your two main scorers, struggling the whole game, but coming up with back-to-back big-time shots. One from Howard, one from Rousey. Big-time plays.
1-point game. Panthers going to bleed more clock.
You have to, and then you get the ball to Juwan Starks, no question.
Hauser stripped it away.
Very good defense. Quick hands by Hauser.
Rousey trying to go to work on Lewis. Hangs and a walk on Andrew Rousey.
That was a good call by the referee. I thought Rousey could have been a little bit more patient. But I think he wanted to go for a 2-for-1. Wanted to get the 2-for-1 to have the ball back for the last possession.
1.8, the difference in the shot clock and the game clock. They tried to foul. Goodwin able to walk through it, and the whistles not blowing. They are letting him play, and finally a foul on Sam Hauser. Could have had 3 or 4 different fouls there.
Yeah, and I get it. You're down by 1. You have the choice to hold it for the last. You want that last possession, knowing that Eastern Illinois would get the ball back. Coach Wojo selected to go with a 2-for-1. That's why Rousey went quick. Unfortunately, got called for a travel.
Still had fouls to give too, creating this situation. Rousey trying to pick it away from Lewis, and then a foul on Rousey in the backcourt.
Marquette foul number 30.
So 1-1 now for Lewis. Free throw time.
And now you're talking about Lewis having to step up here and make 2 free throws and try to stretch this lead to 3 points, where now you put it on Marquette. If it gets up to a 3-point lead, and the referees are going to the table.
Going to check and see how much time is on the clock. It seemed like there was some time that continued to tick away after the foul was called.
And again, I don't have a problem with it. This particular point of the game, you know a guy is going to the free throw line. That's a great time. Let's go to the table. Let's make sure we're right. Make sure we're fair about this. Make sure that the call was and the time on the clock is all that is correct. But you're talking about a situation now, Lewis at the free throw line, up by 1. If he makes 2, he stretches out the lead to 3. He makes Marquette have to think about, do we go quick and score, or do we go for a 3? Go for the last shot and let it be a 3. If it's me and I'm coaching my team, it's 23 seconds left. If Lewis makes both free throws, I go quick to score. Just try to stretch, make this game longer, jump the game up. Get as many possessions as I can get in these final 23 seconds.
Eastern Illinois still with a foul to give too. Each team with a timeout. Lewis makes the first. Only 2 players have taken foul shots for the Panthers. Stark 7 of 7. Lewis now 3 out of 4. And he missed. 2-point game.
Now it's a different type of mindset. You're only down 2 now. Get a good quality shot. You shouldn't force a 3. You try to find the isolation with Hauser.
And there's going to be a foul. No, timeout, excuse me. Marquette called a timeout. They had 1 left. And with 15 seconds to go, they're going to draw up a play for the final one.
Well, Jeff, right now, if you're Coach Wojciechowski, you're sitting in your timeout and you're saying 15 seconds left, you're down by 2. No need to shoot a 3. What we want to do is try to create a mismatch to get the ball to Hauser. Either have him being guarded by Dama if he's on the court, and if not, you create a mismatch where he has a smaller guy on him. As you can see, his ability, how he's made shots in all these games throughout this whole game.
Marquette trying to tie or take the lead. They have not led in this second half. You see Sam Hauser, career high 23 points. He had 20 in the win against LSU. Final game of the Maui Invitational on Wednesday last week.
And in this situation right here, you put one of your best scorers, Rousey, and you put your best player who can create a mismatch, Hauser, in a ball screen situation. You put your next best player, Marcus Howard, spotted up, ready to shoot. And you try to create a mismatch right now in the ball screen with 2 of your best players, where hopefully you get Hauser with a little guy. If they double team, he's ready to kick out to an open shooter.
No timeouts for Marquette, and here we go. Rousey trying to lean in, draw contact. Now Hauser fouled before the shot. Dama got his hand on him.
And that's a good job. I mean, you put Musa Dama in a situation where he's chasing a shooter off and having to try to guard him off the bounce and put Dama in a critical situation.
And for Dama, that is his 5th. Finishes with 12 points and 7 rebounds. 6 of those 7 boards on the offensive end, and scored 10 of the 12 in this second half.
Now pay attention to this situation right here. Dama is fouled out. Marquette is down 2 if Hauser makes this 2 and ties the game up. Now you're talking about potentially going to overtime without a Musa Dama, without a guy to protect the basket.
And right now, Eastern Illinois, they're going small with their lineup. 1-1 for Hauser. Got the first chance to tie the game as Sakari Anum is going to check in for Matt Help. Matching smaller bodies.
And Coach Spoonhour can call a timeout right after they make it, or he can try to get it, advance it to half court immediately and then get a timeout, or just play through the 9 seconds at a tie game, and they're going to just play it. Get it to Jawan Starks.
Lewis for 3, short. And we'll play more basketball in Milwaukee.
Not sure if that's the basket or the shot that Coach Spoonhour wanted. You had 9 seconds to kind of get the ball to Jawan Starks, the guy who's been hot for you. Unfortunately, you have Lewis shooting that ball.
Great game. We got more coming. 68 all, going to overtime. Overtime sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee back at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. And Marquette, who has never led in this second half, able to tie it up. And Sam Hauser, the story of the second half. He's got a career high 25 points. And now if you're Eastern Illinois too, you don't have Dama on the floor, but Hauser's got to be the focal point on offense.
Absolutely. No Dama for this overtime. You have to isolate Sam Hauser throughout this overtime. He's not going to force it. He knows how to play, but you have to get the initial thrust of your offense to Hauser on some type of mismatch. But Jeff, look at this situation. Down 2 in regulation. Hauser hadn't shot a free throw all game. 2 big free throws down with 9 seconds left. He makes both. That's ice in your vein from a shooter, from a veteran, to put this game into overtime.
True sophomore Sam Hauser to tip it off. Andrew Rousey trying to keep it alive. Eastern Illinois will have the first possession on offense here in overtime. No Musa Dama, fouled out in the waning seconds of the second half. Diallo on the floor to provide some size. Nearly a strip away. Anum battling with Starks, now at 3. Lewis too strong. And Rousey rips it away from Starks.
And I know Starks is a 3-point shooter, and I know he was wide open, but sometimes I tell shooters, you have to turn down some shots to get a better shot.
Elliott, offensive rebound, tip back, no. Into the hands of Crossland. Marquette electing to play the smaller lineup. Hauser playing the 5. Stretch out as he guards Diallo down in the low post.
Well, I think this is in Hauser's advantage right here. They're not going to really go to Diallo. As you see the steal and the hustle by the freshman. Elliott coming up with some big winning plays coming down here in the stretch.
4th steal for Elliott off the bench. He's also got 3 blocks. Hauser wide open. Knocked it down from the wing.
That was what I was talking about. A basic pick and pop ball screen action. Hauser getting open with Diallo having to recovering too late, and Hauser with a wide open knockdown 3.
First lead for Marquette since the first half. 3 by Goodwin. He drills it. Montel Goodwin in double figures.
The funny thing is I saw Montel Goodwin at shoot around. As you see Hauser with the pick and pop. Diallo having to rush back out there. It's too late. This is what you want. Your 2 best players pick and pop situation. Look at the exaggerated follow through. And then Goodwin, I saw him at shoot-around, and I asked him, are you going to give me something to talk about? And right there, the silky smooth lefty gave me something. Long-distance 3.
The senior from Cleveland answering right back. One more 30-second timeout left for Marquette. Marquette has the possession arrow. One more timeout left.
This is an unbelievable game right here, Jeff. Both teams trying to stick to their strength. Both teams' go-to players are stepping up. And you talk about Montel Goodwin. He's only been shooting 27% from three. To have the confidence to pull up from deep, 3 feet behind NBA and knock that down, that's big time.
The 6 for 22 entering play today. And Goodwin so far 2 for 4 in tonight's action. And as a team, Eastern Illinois shooting better than 50% from the floor. This is a team that came in that was shooting just under 40%.
But I think if you're the Panthers and you're Coach Spoonhour, you don't want to, in this overtime, don't fall in love with the three. Don't get away from Jawan Starks, who's carried you throughout the team. Don't forget, at least let him initiate the initial thrust for your offense and make plays for teammates as he's looking to make a play for himself.
Starks has played all but 2 minutes of this game. Terrell Lewis has played all but 1 minute.
Eastern Illinois gone into a matchup zone right here. They're talking a 3-2 matchup zone, trying to identify shooters.
Annam, there's Rousey, deep three. Nothing but the bottom. His first three-pointer of the game comes in overtime.
Your shooters and your scorers, you know when you have a real shooter, when he's struggling the whole game, but he's never out of it.
D'Angelo Jackson on the floor. Fans wanted to walk. Starks with a left hand and a foul. Sakar Annam will pick up the personal as Jawan Starks will go to the line. Here's Rousey.
Isolation, getting enough space, making it rain, Rousey. I see you. Just make it rain from deep.
D'Angelo Jackson did not bite for the initial ball fake either.
Well, that was good to see. D'Angelo Jackson probably, he saw the other guys go for that shot fake. He knew, let me just play it high. And with today's basketball, it's so difficult to guard three-point shooters now. You have to be so careful.
First miss from the free throw line for Jackson. He's 8 of 9, and a foul down low. D'Angelo Jackson picks up the personal, his first. Free throws coming from Marquette, and they're such a good free throw shooting team, Dickie. This is where they can really separate themselves in overtime.
Well, you like the effort by D'Angelo Jackson, but he has to have more composure. Unnecessary fouls, didn't need it, and you're sending a good free throw shooting team to the line.
Annam hits the first. 3-point lead for Marquette.
Again, I know the coaching staff expressed how pleased they are of how Annam spent his red shirt season last year, just really focusing and honing in on his skill development, and it's paying off.
2 big free throws, and it's the largest lead of the game for Marquette at just 4 points. Looking for a stop. Halfway through overtime. Jackson nearly threw it away. Jackson with the left hand trying to drive. Short, got his own rebound. Put back good. D'Angelo Jackson, the junior.
Well, you like that situation if you're Coach Spoonhour. Jackson being isolated against a freshman, Elliott. You have to take advantage of that. Make the freshman learn how college defense needs to be done, and if he can't, you score on him.
Howard driving left hand over Jawan Starks.
Big time finish by Howard, knifing through the defense and finishing in there against the athletic defenders of the Panthers.
Jackson lost it on the way up. Got it back though, 2-point game.
Jackson just using that strength, using his body, getting into the paint, bumping the young Elliott off of him, and missing, but able to retrieve his own shot and put it back in.
1:20 to play in overtime.
And this game is now got into an isolation game.
Rousey trying to go around the right side. Teardrop short. Rebound, Eastern Illinois. They've got numbers if they want to push, and they don't. Jackson pulls it back.
You want to get a quality shot right now if you're the Panthers. You have Jackson isolated. He scored the last couple of times.
Jackson with the right hand, fouled before the shot. He'll go to the line. Chance to tie it with 51.6 left.
Here's Howard right here on the isolation. He has that wiggle in his ball handling abilities, which gets him to the paint and being able to use both hands. And then D'Angelo Jackson just muscling the young freshman in the paint.
Elliott did a nice job to initially get the strip. Jackson too strong as he knocks down the first.
And that's just strength right there, just overpowering the young kid in the paint. But again, you're talking about a game we're watching here where the game is being efficient to going to the mismatches. I really like the coaching of both coaches. They're not wasting any time. As you see, Jackson missed a free throw. They're going to the strengths of their team, and they're finding mismatches.
Marquette in no hurry here, up by 1. Into the hands of Rousey. Trying to find some space. Hauser with a mismatch. They find Elliott streaking to the hoop. He's got it. Great presence of mind from the freshman. There's Goodwin. No, off the back of their iron, and Rousey battling for the rebound and a foul on Lewis. 20 seconds to go.
When I talk about being efficient, when you talk about good coaching, and when you have players like Hauser who are so poised, so patient, and you have the young freshman, Elliott, recognizing that I need to dive and cut when he has the ball and everybody turns their back, that's when you come up with big-time baskets like that.
And we were talking about the strength on the other side. Elliott tried to rip the ball away, and it got into the hands of Jackson. Jackson just tried to rip the ball away from Elliott. Taste of his own medicine. Rousey at the line.
And how big is this confidence booster for Elliott, a freshman, playing in the critical of overtime, coming up with big baskets. That is going to build his confidence moving forward. I like this talented freshman right here.
4-point lead, and Rousey made them both. 20 seconds to go for Eastern Illinois there, and a chance where they got to shoot. Jackson out to Crossland, knocked it down, and a chance for 4. What a shot by the senior Ray Crossland.
And Crossland gets that shot because D'Angelo Jackson attacking the freshman, making Hauser have to help. Saw Jackson score the last couple of times. He penetrates, makes the defense help, and it gives Crossland a wide open shot to get fouled and try to make a 4-point play.
Not a lot of contact from Hauser as Crossland converts. It is a 4-point play, just a 1-point game. Shavers checks back in. Trading some offense for defense.
If you're the Panthers, you can afford to try to get a good trap and a steal, but once that pass comes out, you have to foul.
And a timeout called by Hauser. It's the last one for Marquette. Eastern Illinois still has one in their back pocket. But a big 4-point play. Hauser picked up the foul. He couldn't believe that they got him for the personal as he was running by Crossland.
Well, again, D'Angelo Jackson did an unbelievable job. Hauser helping off when you should just let the young freshman go one-on-one. You don't want to give up threes, let alone a 4-point play. You're up right now 4. You live with D'Angelo Jackson going one-on-one with Elliott, and he just has to man up. You don't want to give perimeter threes up.
Right now, Marquette, this thing's going to come down to free throws. Marquette is a team shooting nearly 82%. Andrew Rousey hitting a couple of big free throws, and he's got a sneaky 16 points in this game now.
Never was out of the game. This will be interesting. No more timeouts, Marquette. Panthers need to be super aggressive to come up with a steal.
And a foul before any inbound on Montel Goodwin. So free throws with no time ticking off the clock for Marquette.
And they send the freshman to the line with 14 seconds left.
Jay Spoonhour trying to will his team to a road victory as Elliott misses the first. Again, Eastern Illinois has one timeout left as Shavers leaves, and a timeout called by Eastern Illinois. Make or miss, you got to go get a bucket on the other end.
Well, that was a good foul right there, sending the freshman to the free throw line to have to shoot free throws in a high pressure cooker type overtime, 14 seconds left. Now you put yourself in position, if Marquette makes his free throw, you're down 2 points with 14 seconds. Coach Spoonhour is drawing up a play right now, building the confidence in his team. He believes in those guys. What he's telling them is, we're going to go with Lewis on the dribble, isolation. We're going to try to space Crossland, and it's going to be the Lewis, Jawan Stark show right here to try to get a good look and either get fouled or score. But that's what you're looking at coming down this stretch.
And if you're Marquette and Elliott makes, do you foul to send them to the line, or do you let it ride?
Yeah, if it's me, I let it ride. You're gonna have to play D. If you go up 2, you're gonna have to lock down on defense right now.
Big free throw coming from Elliott, and he missed them both. 1 point game, Eastern Illinois. Here they come.
You should be attacking the basket right now.
Jackson going right to the rack. Elliott blocked it away, and Hauser's got the rebound. The freshman missed 2 free throws, but he gets the block on defense.
You have to love it from your freshman. Coming down on defense, manning up, knowing that he missed 2 free throws. He got that block because the young fella knew he missed. He used his length, he used his athleticism, he used the left hand to block that shot. You have to like it when a freshman steps up in the critical and the team is going right at him 1 versus 1.
4 blocks for Elliott. Hauser going to the line. Hauser, 87.5% from the free throw line. 2 big free throws to tie it at the end of regulation. Knocks down the first.
And you know, when people watching this game, they're looking at the young freshman Elliott. He missed 2 free throws. What people don't realize throughout this game, Elliott has been effective. He's been a defensive playmaker with steals, and in that last possession, getting his hand on the ball, blocking it, using his length.
Hauser made them both. 3-point game, 7 seconds to go. Jackson running the offense. Jackson, and before anything else, a foul. They'll pick up Elliott, picks up the personal, but that's not a terrible foul because it's not a 3-shot foul.
Absolutely, I have no problem with that. You just want to make sure that your freshman is locked in, knowing when he needs to foul, because if he waited too long and Jackson doesn't bobble that ball, now you put yourself in a situation where you put in the ref's hands to call a foul while he's shooting a 3.
Jackson 1 out of 2, 61% on the year, makes the first. Helt will check in, as well as Diallo. Elliott to the bench.
Now you have 2.9 seconds. You go ahead and make this free throw. You get ready to foul right away. You cannot afford, but you're going for a steal as you're trying to foul.
No timeouts, and he banked it in. Jackson, I think he was trying to miss it.
Yeah, he was trying to miss that one.
Frustrated with himself. Immediate foul situation if you're Eastern Illinois. Got to get it in bounds first. Get it to Howard, and he's hacked by Jackson.
Now, it seems like Coach Spoonhour elected to try to miss that second free throw, which Jackson tried to do. And sometimes, you know, you don't practice on missed free throws. You know, you work on these type of situations from time to time in practice, but that's not what you're wired to do. You're wired to make free throws, and he banked it in.
First free throw attempts of the day for Howard. He's got 12 points. Made just 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. A really good free throw shooter. Has not missed this year. Still hasn't missed.
The Panthers have to be alert right now in case Howard misses it. If he misses it, it's a hard miss. They have to be alert and ready for 2.3 to get a shot off 3/4 of the court. If he makes it, now you have some time to set up your inbounds full length of the court.
Howard made them both. 3-point game. 2.3 to play. Got it to Lewis, and a little trap and a foul before the shot. Lewis tried for continuation. He'll just shoot a couple of free throws. And the double bonus for Eastern Illinois. That's a smart foul by Rousey.
Now, You know, you're going to probably think I'm a little crazy, okay? You know, I know that in basketball now, everybody's pretty much electing to foul. And in this particular situation, that was the right choice because you only had 2 seconds left. But I always talk about, let's say it was 7 seconds left. What's to say that you foul a guy, he goes to the free throw line, makes one, misses the second one, and you don't get the rebound, and he taps it in.
Yep.
So there's no guarantee.
I think they're going to put some more time on this clock, Dickie. That's what they're checking.
And they should. And they should. They should put time on the clock.
1.8. So you almost got 2 full seconds back on the clock when initially it was 0.1. So do you make the first and then intentionally miss the second? You kind of have to.
Now you absolutely make the first one and you intentionally miss the second one. This would have been an excellent time for Musa Dama to be able to be in the game, but unfortunately he's fouled out.
And a miss from Lewis, and that takes everything out of play here. But they took a full second off the clock. It's 0.8, not 1.8.
And you don't even have the ability now to miss this and tap it out for a three-point shot. I mean, you pretty much, unless he misses and something dramatically happens with Marquette, fouls a guy offensively, rebound, and he makes it on the offensive tap in, but that...
A miss, held with a rebound, and Marquette staves off Eastern Illinois, and they escape with a 3-point win.
Well, they stayed to what was working for them, Hauser, and then Howard and Rousey stepped up in the critical offensively, and the young freshman Elliott makes a big defensive play.
Marquette improves to 4-2. Your final score in overtime, Marquette 86, Eastern Illinois 83. Real fun game here tonight as Marquette never led in the second half, took the lead in overtime, and they hang on and win by 3 points. For our entire crew, for Dickie Simpkins, Jeff Levering saying so long from downtown Milwaukee. Marquette holds on and beats Eastern Illinois.